What's up? It's me, Mystery, and I got another Minecraft build to share with you all. This time, it's Joyce Byers' house from Stranger Things, which was a show that I had kept up with since I was in middle school, and now that it's finally over, I had to do something special for a very special show. Say what you want about Season 5, probably the worst season, but it still kept the legacy of what was great about the show in my eyes, and it got me so hyped that I created the Byers' house in the real world and in the Upside Down. So let's have a tour, shall we? And after the tour, stick around, because I'm going to be talking about some Master Builder Minecraft woes of how I did not like building this. I kind of had to force myself to finish this because, yeah, there was a lot of problems that came up, and it's not the kind of problems you would expect from a Minecraft build. But yeah, let's look at the car first, since it's right here. I'm on my fourth take of making this video. I don't know why, so I'm just gonna show the builds. If I think of something to say, I'll say it. But yeah, this one was, I don't know. I think it looks alright. Cars are always hard to make in Minecraft. Before we go inside and talk about all the different references, let's fly on over past the chimney and to the shack. That has some pretty good scenes in the first couple of seasons. I mean, there's not really much in here. As you can tell, the exterior was not as loved as the interior, but yeah, I think it captures the look well enough. Same with Castle Byers, which is going to be very difficult to recreate in Minecraft since it's made out of logs and sticks. And yeah, I just wanted to make some sort of way to get inside and hide in Castle Byers. There's a vine to get yourself out. But yeah, that's mostly all there is to see in the exterior. There is actually a back door, and you never see this in the show, but if you don't know, the real Byers house was actually sold a few years back, actually. And the real house has this little back porch, kind of like a carport thing, that has a little roof on it. It was really weird, and there's no photos of the interior, so it's just like a little storage shed. But let's keep our manners, shut all our doors, and go through the front door. While we're on our way over there, please let me know any way to improve these videos, any ideas you have to share with me in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. Love reading comments. And yeah, thanks for watching so far. Let's look at these lawn chairs real quick, because you'll notice that the porch is built up by one slab, which makes these pillars a little bit inaccurate. They're not meant to have these slabs poking out, but to get the effect of the roof that I wanted, this had to be done. And to get chairs, couldn't use stairs, so use trapdoor and slab. Very fun way to make chairs in Minecraft, which comes up a lot, strangely enough. But here we go, through the front door. As you can tell, there's a lot of boxes littered about, because in seasons 1 and 2, the house gets a little messy because Joyce is going through some stuff and putting some clues together. That's something about the earlier seasons that's not really there in the later ones. The later ones is more about coming up with a plan to defeat the threat, but the first 2 seasons are more like mysteries to solve, which, as you can imagine, with someone with a username like Mystery Maker, I like me a good mystery. Let's now overlook this little plant here and these 2 armchairs. I will put the layout on the screen that I use as a reference at some point in this video, because out of all of the shots from the show, it gets very confusing to make sense of how the house is put together. So I use that floor plan instead. Little book by this sofa, and a very, very cutesy sofa over here on the right side Can't really recreate the pattern in Minecraft, but I think just having the same color works well enough. And of course, the Christmas lights above the sofa, so Joyce and Will can communicate across dimensions. You may notice that back there. It's the portal went through in the little trailer. I'll go over that in a little bit. This is the TV, and we have some pen and paper here. A little season 2 reference of all of the paper strewn across the house to figure out the tunnels. Here's an ironing board. Sometimes this room is a dining room in the show. Sometimes Joyce uses it just to iron and do the laundry, which is what it is in my build. Some bar stools next to the fireplace and a little chicken ornament on top. Here's all the cabinetry, the oven, the microwave oven, and the sink is one of those flippity-doodah sinks. And I've really been proud of the way I've used candles here with the ketchup and mustard on top of the dining room table. The fridge is a little lackluster, but something you'll notice and something we'll talk about after the tour is scaling in Minecraft is so important for any build that you do. And yeah, if you mess up the scale, it will sometimes look even worse than having some shoddy details here and there. Moving on to the bathroom. Got clothes hamper, bathtub, toilet. Gotta put the seat down. And the spooky mirror. Ooh. So I'm staring there for too long. Try and pick up the pace a little bit. Every one of the bedrooms has a closet. It's pretty shallow though. They all have their own bedspreads. This is Jonathan's room, if you can't tell by the jukebox and the needle for the record player. Little chair in the corner. Of course, he's got all of his vinyl in the bookshelf. This is Joyce's room. It's got a lot of shelving and bookcases. I imagine most moms like to read. I'm sure Joyce liked in the past tense to read before, other dimensions started to destroy her life. And this is Will's room, but he's been gone, so they've been using the lamps and lighting to communicate with him. His closet is here. He was in the closet for almost 5 full seasons, but thankfully he came out second to last episode. And a lot of movie posters in here. This is supposed to be Jaws, and I think that is Evil Dead. And I'm not sure what this poster is. It's not even a poster. It's like a quilt banner behind his bed. If you guys know what that is, what that reference is, I recreated it from the show, please let me know. Very confused. And of course, Will's drawings are strewn about in his room as well. And yeah, I think that covers everything in the right side up. So let's jump into the upside down. Oh, I held forward too long. Boom, there we go. So yeah, a lot of the Pale Forest update was necessary to get the upside down look. And these spore blossoms are also very useful to get the particle effects. Because yeah, it wouldn't be the upside down without a bunch of dust for people to breathe in willy-nilly, even though the hazmat guys in season 1 are wearing hazmat suits. Here's the bathroom from earlier, looking the mirror for too long like Will does, and get jump scared with this little tentacle frenzy here. And once again, another room, upside downified, another room, another room. But what I'd really like to show that took quite a lot of time is the exterior, which has vines and everything. The spore blossoms were a necessity, so they're just kind of strewn about. I don't really like how this looks, to be honest, but it was, like I said, pretty necessary to get all of the particles. And look at that. They're falling like perfectly right now. So very happy about that. I would like to make this like the season 2 upside down eventually, like add the mind flayer and some red clouds and all that. But for now, I like how it looks. Just don't look up too much. Got a lot of vines growing around the trees, and I had to make some patterns for these trees to make it look natural, and I think that comes across really well. If you didn't notice it, then that's probably a sign of a job well done. Of course, the shed is the same, and Castle Byers is slightly changed to have the moss. And yeah, I think that's just about everything. One last look of the exterior. Some light shining through in the middle. And nice. This would be such a good hide and seek map, don't you think? You have to go in both dimensions to find each other. Maybe the Seeker is the Demogorgon. I don't know. Should definitely add some functionality to this map, because right now I didn't add a whole lot of functionality. I just kind of made the map best I could and moved on, because I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I didn't really have that fun of a time making it after I finished the interior, because the exterior is just kind of whatever, because, well, the exterior is just a bunch of trees. But for what it is, I think it turned out pretty good. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments, let me know. And let's get into why this was such a pain, because originally my reference photos were at the wrong scale. So I ended up with this ginormous house. I scaled it based off of that, and these rooms are just massive. They're just massive. And also a little sneak peek into how I do layouts first and then build up to make the different rooms. A lot goes into recreations at that scale when it comes to the natural stuff, like just planting a bunch of trees and all that. It's not that painstaking in the details, but when it comes to making full rooms, I did try to make them as exact as possible. And yeah, the scale was wrong at first, so I had to redo the entire build, which made it take twice as long. Because a lot of building in Minecraft is just getting your math right and then going from there. But yeah, I think it turned out okay. Not too bad. I definitely would like to do another Stranger Things build in the future, but for now I'm definitely done with it. I've had my fill, and it's yeah, it's kind of a little annoying. Oh, I've angered the command block. So yeah, not too bad. I think the upside down really hits the vibe right, which is something like, I know people have made this before in Minecraft, but they don't really get the upside down right, which is such a big part of the show and why people are so interested in the show, is because it's such a unique location, and the lore is pretty unique as well, even though it kind of copies D&D in the show, which is weird. But okay, I think I'm running out of things to talk about, so just how I started on the other side, we're going to end on the upside down. So yeah, thank you all for watching once again. Probably not the best video, I'm not going to lie, but I've worked on it this long and I am glad to be done with it. So I will see you all on the next build, and I'll have a good one, and bye bye.